The electric car revolution is happening fast, with big car companies rushing to make their own amazing models. But guess what? The CEO of Mercedes-Benz is causing some trouble. He doesn't like electric cars and is actually trying to stop them. Why is he doing this, and could it actually be a good thing for electric cars? Let's find out in this video. Back in July 2021, Mercedes-Benz made a big announcement. They call themselves the electric car innovators of the future, as they're planning to go electric by 2025.
When drivers of future Mercedes models stomp the accelerator of their electric performance cars,
therefore, their entire production direction has shifted towards generating electric cars instead of conventional ones. They have vowed that by 2025, they will manufacture electric cars to suit every category of car they make. To bring this about, Mercedes-Benz designed 3 electric car platforms in the form of Mercedes-Benz EQ. The first one is called MB. This place is intended for cars with medium to large size. The latter is the AMG Dora platform, and it is for very fast electric cars. Lastly, there is the van. This platform is specifically for electric vans and other commercial vehicles. By proving that EVs can be utilized for more than just commuting, they're also suitable for use in businesses like delivering packages or transporting goods. Mercedes wants to demonstrate that EVs aren't just for regular driving. Mercedes-Benz committed to the idea of producing many electric cars in a large volume. They were restructuring their workforce and investing a lot of money and technology as a means of doing it. They desired to bring out the most powerful battery and were hiring a large number of software engineers. However, it is now the opposite of what they thought before. Unlike electric cars, they want to sell cars that work on both gas and electricity. There is no doubt they are being more careful with the full transition to electric vehicles.
The whole car community has been aching for a revolution for the past decade or so, and Mercedes-Benz decided to one-up the entire industry.
Mercedes-Benz is still keeping the classic gasoline-powered cars in the meantime. They will keep selling them alongside electric vehicles until the 2030s. Why the change? Of course, they wish to be ready for any scenario that could be encountered in the automotive world. Others still use gas cars, and to satisfy them, Mercedes does its best. They simply don't think that electric cars will be the only option everywhere, given how gas-powered cars are still preferred in many places. Hence, they're going with a safer option and have combined both types of cars for now. Nevertheless, there are even more important reasons that caused the Mercedes-Benz brand to not take the EV craze seriously. Let us shed light on what causes them to recede. Although EV sales made a decent jump in 2023, especially in the US, where more than 317,000 units were sold in the fourth quarter alone, their market share of 88.1%, which was the highest ever, the rate of growth from the previous periods was not as significant. The GDP growth rate in Q1 2023 was 26% lower than the 54% growth rate seen in Q4 2022. Now, auto manufacturers are challenged just to survive as the decline is persistent, and they fear that this will continue. This is where the success of Mercedes-Benz strategy is evident. They first intended to completely go for EVs, and they envisioned that 100% of their sales should happen in 2030. But then, they get a rude awakening. They hadn't realized how complicated this process would be. Though the inception of a group of early adopters was an easy task to complete, the general population is showing more reluctance to switch to EVs. It's not just about producing electric cars, they should be great and cheap so that people love them. Not just smaller cars for the families, but there is a problem with charging them. If you can't charge them as fast and simply as possible, the chances that people will buy them are very low. Moreover, the provision of more charging stations, which is also very expensive for car manufacturers, further weakens this process. This is very true especially when the firm remains to be a major moneymaker from the conventional combustion engine cars. Even more, they were surprised by the sharp fall in their sales of electric vehicles recently. And now, we'll be discussing Mercedes-Benz and their electric car heritage. Imagine this. Mercedes was really enjoying thriving and growing their business by making more money and increasing their car profits. But all of a sudden, the end of the fourth quarter took a big bite out of their earnings, going down from $3.98 billion to $3.12 billion, a fall of 21.7%. What is the reason for this to take place just as fast? It seems that Mercedes recognized the necessity of such an effort to achieve a perfect balance between their financial goals and their electric car objectives. Profit maximization was the bottom line of the manufacturer, but they also had to be prepared to meet the demand for electric cars. Many people experience the issue that they cannot manage to live just an electric car dream, but also to make enough money. Now, let us touch on electric vehicles. They are a trend for the future, but now, companies aren't making much of a profit from them. The competition is fierce, and Tesla's quick price cuts are what make it more intense.
Tesla makes some very fun cars, and a big piece of their cars is software. While Tesla's UI is very good, there are tons of little hidden things within software and around the car itself that owners may not know at first glance.
For instance, consider the Tesla Model Y, which is the base model version of this car, but still $35,000 cheaper than the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV, which is the same size. So, Mercedes had a tough decision to make. Either increase their drive for the all-electric plan, or consider making more money to please the investors. They opted for the climax, which is not surprising at all, since it is really difficult to survive in the car industry today. At times, you have to trade your ambitions of developing electric cars for survival. What was the reason for Mercedes to suddenly have a decision to take a step back from the #1 position in the electric car market? However, the fact is that it does not match the common misconceptions. It's just like trying to turn a small sailboat with a tiny steering wheel, notwithstanding the mighty ship which is the global automotive industry. Merck doesn't intend to abandon electric cars completely. Here's the scoop. Despite the recent speculations about the company's diminishing ambitions, Mercedes-Benz is not taking a step back from its electric car plans. Yes, folks, you heard me correct. They're planning to bring in the market 3 new flexible electric systems in future electric vehicles. Moreover, they spend more time and capacity building, enhancing their competencies, and minimizing production costs. And by the way, liquid-state batteries might not be the only type of battery available in the future. There is a possibility of solid-state batteries being invented as well, which is very interesting. Remember the buzz around the all-electric EQG? Well, it's still on track to hit the roads later this very soon. And who knows, it might even pull off a slick tank turn. And about emissions rules, Mercedes isn't revving up another generation of those loud AMG V8 engines. They're adapting to meet the new standards. In brief, what is the final word on this? Even though Daimler has been sluggish with its electric vehicles, it doesn't seem to be losing sleep over them. They're being more cautious about it, this is all. Although they don't have to be flashy, they're still working their hardest to make the electric reality possible. Well, the thing is that finding your way through the car industry is not a walk in the park. Merck is managing it well like a master, with the rules, what people demand, and new technologies.